This video is going to discuss how to multiply binomials. So when it says find each product, that means we're multiplying our binomials. Remember, binomial is a two-term polynomial. Okay, two terms. So in this first set of parentheses, I have 7k, that's one term, negative 1 is one term. 6k is one, and then negative 2 is the other. Because I'm multiplying polynomials, and really it's multiplying binomials, right? There's a couple different ways we can do this. So the first way is, some of you might remember, is what we call FOIL. So the F stands for first, or the first term in each parentheses, in each set of parentheses. And then the O stands for the outer term in each parentheses. Then the I stands for the inner term in each parentheses. And then the L stands for the last term in each parentheses. So that's what we're going to do. Let's do FOIL. There's a couple different ways. So we're going to FOIL first. We'll do a box next. We'll do distributive property after that. So just to make sure we cover all bases here. So 7k times 6k. That is the F part. Okay? So 7k times 6k is 42k squared. So I'm going to color code this. So F is black. Okay? O, that is the outer terms. O, that is the outer terms. I'm going to use red for this one. So I take 7k and I multiply it by 2. So that's plus 14k. The I is next, the inner. The inner is going to be in green. That is negative 6k. So I did black, which was 7k times 6k. I did green, which was the inner, red, which is the outer, and now let's use blue for the last. So I'm going to take negative 1 times negative 2. So we get positive 2. Then if I look at it, I can actually add those two together, right? Combine them. So my answer is 42k squared plus 8k plus 2. So that is your answer for this particular problem. Now, there's multiple ways to do it, so I'm going to show you another way to do it with a different kind of process. So let's go through this. Now we're doing a box. Okay? The difference between FOIL, which is what I did first, FOIL only works with two binomials. Box works for all polynomials. So what I mean by that is, if you have a trinomial times a binomial, you can use a box. You cannot use FOIL if you have a trinomial times a binomial. So when I make a box, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one set of parentheses, 7k minus 1. I'm going to put it on top of my box with a space or line going down the middle to split the two boxes, because I have one term on the left and one term on the right. Now I'm going to take the other one, which is 6k minus 2, and I'm going to split that in half as well. So each term gets its own separate row or column. And now I'm going to multiply. 6k times 7k is 42k squared. 6k times negative 1 is negative 6k. Negative 2 times 7k is negative 14k. Negative 2 times negative 1 is positive 2. And if you look at this box, my diagonal So when I do this, my diagonal here is always going to combine together. It's always going to be combinable. So I get 42k squared, combine the stuff in the blue circle there, minus 20k plus 2. Okay? So that's the way you can do it with a box. Box, again, always works for polynomials, any kind of polynomial. The other way you can do it is what we call the distributive property. So we could say the distributive property. And the distributive property is exactly what it was before. So if I have a number times b plus c, that gives me ab plus ac. Well, in this case, I have two sets of parentheses. So here's how the distributive property works. I'm going to take 7k times 6k, 42k squared. Then I'm going to take 7k times negative 2, negative 14k. Then I take negative 1 times 6k. I get negative 6k, and then negative 1 times negative 2, which is positive 2. You'll see that my terms are always going to be alike, whether it's in the box, whether it's FOIL, whether it's distributive property. Now combine like terms, and your answer is the same no matter which way you do it. It is up to you which way you want to do it. I'm just letting you know FOIL only works for multiplying binomials. The distributive property and the box works for all polynomials. So there's two problems that I want you guys to work on. I want you to multiply them and see what you guys get, using whichever method you choose. And here are the answers to these two. For questions 2 and 3, your answers should be 2b squared plus 9b minus 18 and 28r squared minus 13r minus 6. This video has been multiplying polynomials. More specifically, multiplying binomials.